Michael Saylor just laid out the end game for Bitcoin live on stage at the Las Vegas conference, and most people still haven't processed it yet. But every Bitcoiner needs to hear this right now, because what Michael Saylor just said changes how this entire market plays out. And if you miss it, you won't understand the move when it happens. Michael Saylor said this live on stage: $10 million per Bitcoin, a $200 trillion network. Think about what that means, because this isn't some distant forecast anymore. This is the target being stated while the system is already moving right now. Here's what just happened. The largest corporate Bitcoin accumulator on earth just defined the end game while simultaneously building the machine that drives it there. His Bitcoin-backed credit engine just exploded from zero to $8.5 billion in 9 months, the fastest growing credit instrument in the world. 350% annual growth, 100% month over month. That's not normal growth. That's a financial vacuum pulling Bitcoin off the market. Now zoom out. This isn't happening in isolation. At the same time, a $200 billion stablecoin giant just confirmed AI agents will transact on Bitcoin trillions of payments per day on Lightning. Not humans, machines. Autonomous economic actors settling value on the hardest monetary network ever created. And while that's unfolding, 175 million merchants are being onboarded to accept Bitcoin. Former PayPal president just partnered with Visa to bring Bitcoin into the mainstream payments worldwide. Not theory, not speculation, real world adoption at global scale. And if that wasn't enough, billionaire Paul Tudor Jones just doubled down, calling Bitcoin one of the greatest investments of his career and the best inflation hedge that exists. And now that same PayPal president just said live on CNBC, Bitcoin will absolutely hit $1 million. 17 years of price history proving one thing: it doesn't move randomly, it trends up relentlessly. There's no reversals, only pauses. So let's connect what the people are missing. This is the shift. This isn't about the price just going up. It's about systems converging on a fixed supply asset. On one side, you have capital, trillions of dollars, looking for protection from inflation, debasement, and counterparty risk. On the other side, you have a network with a hard cap of 21 million coins, where a massive portion is already locked away by the long-term holders, ETFs, and corporate treasuries. Now we add the third layer: credit. What Saylor is building isn't just accumulation. It's a Bitcoin capital machine, equity to Bitcoin, debt to Bitcoin, preferred securities to Bitcoin. Every financial instrument becomes a funnel pulling more Bitcoin off the market. And here's the key shift most people still don't understand. Those coins don't come back to the market. They're not being traded. They're being absorbed, collateralized, and locked, removed from the available supply. At the same time, demand's accelerating from every direction: institutions, nation states, retail, and now the machine, AI. So what happens when demand expands exponentially while available supply contracts structurally? Markets don't move smoothly, they gap violently. This is how it happens. From 100,000, you blink, 300 G's. 300,000 to a million, and 1 million, you blink. Before you know it, 10 million per coin. Faster than people expect. Not because people decide it's worth more, but because there's nothing left to buy at the previous price. This is why Saylor saying $10 million Bitcoin matters. He's not guessing. He's signaling where this ends if nothing stops this trend. And right now, every single data point says it. Capital is rotating in, supply is disappearing, and infrastructure is scaling. New demand vectors are being unlocked, and most people, they still think they have time. They think this plays out slowly. We'll just wait for the dip. But they'll enter when it feels safe, sure. But safety is the illusion, because by the time it feels obvious, liquidity is gone. That's what no way in actually means. Not that Bitcoin disappears, but that access at the current level disappears. Price doesn't wait for consensus, it reprices to force it. So the real question isn't whether Bitcoin hits 10 million, it's this: when the system fully locks in and trillions of dollars are chasing a supply that isn't moving, what price do you think people will be forced to pay just to get one Bitcoin? Let me know in the comments right down below. So now that you understand the setup, listen to this for yourself. This is Saylor live from the Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas.
The end game isn't that complicated. It's give a bank account, an 8 to 10% a year yielding high yield digital bank account to 1 billion people, drive Bitcoin to $10 million a coin, and make Bitcoin a $200 trillion network until it grows higher. And as we like to say in this business, in the Bitcoin community, we say fix the money, fix the world. Digital credit is the next killer application.
Fix the money, fix the world, $10 million per coin. All I got to say to that, send it. Now, he also was on stage saying one day Bitcoin will be worth 20% of the world's capital and $50 million per coin. So maybe 10 million isn't the end game. That's Bitcoin just getting started. So at a 200 trillion market cap, estimated $10 million Bitcoin price, let's say Bitcoin, the network, eventually taps into $400 trillion. And we're looking at a $50 million Bitcoin price. By what year can you see that turning into fruition? Let me know in the comments.